October 5th, 2015. This is Algo Prime One. This is a product that we currently do have available, and it operates on the basis of bar pullbacks in a given trend. We have these set up for scalping, and most persons who trade seem to favor scalping. You can set them up for longer term trading it just by simply extending your trend. But what we do have here is the same chart that we had from yesterday, and it ticked 25 by 100. Today we had a realized profit of $120 negative. We also showed our 9-tick chart. We ran that one from the beginning of this morning right on to the end of the day. We have a profit of 355. I have a third chart that is the same size as this one, but instead of a 2-bar pullback, I did a 4-bar pullback. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. First, let's just go through today's trades that came in. As you know, I start the trade somewhere about 6 o'clock in the morning. I think that's a good time to launch the algorithm. And so it did take a first trade right here. And we also have a 2-bar pullback on the 9-tick chart as well. And it picked up this trade right here. You can see, of course, that the 8-tick missed the trade because of the trend change on the scalp, and the 9 picked it up. That's one of the reasons running some charts close in ratio size to one another often can pick up those trades. Now this is where we did get into trouble on the day, and the reason we ended up in the negative, and that's because right at the open we took that trade and we got taken out here. But on the 9-tick chart, it came up to within 1 tick of taking us out, and the trade did go in our favor. And this second contract actually went further than 10 ticks, and the reason that it did is because I was sitting here trading it at the time, and I simply just pulled it back. I pulled it down, and you can do that with this strategy on a separate chart. Of course, you can simply pull your take profit order lower, and that's what I did until it took it out for some extra money. We had another trade that came in here on the 9-tick chart, a very good one. We had a third trade that came in, which is very positive. We did take a loss on this trade, as you can see, and then we went into a short here, which we capitalized. I also took a few extra ticks profit right here by pulling it down. We took our first contract off on this one and broke even on the second on the 9-tick chart. We also profited on the 8-tick chart trade as well. Let's see, let's move on over. This was a good trade, failed trade I should say, right here. We actually, for some reason, it picked up this trade and then it ended up getting stopped out. Then we went into a short with a 2-bar pullback, and we took the first contract out at 6 ticks. The other one was break even. And you can see on the 9-tick chart, I think we had a failed trade. Well, we did wait a failed trade right there. That might be the only failed trade that we had on the 9-tick. Not sure. Let's see. On the 8-tick chart, we had a successful trade here at about noon. And let's see. There is another successful trade on the 9-tick chart at around 2:10 in the afternoon New York time. We took our first 6 ticks on that contract and broke even on the second. Some people, if they're in the money, they may choose to pull their stop loss back a little bit and give themselves some breathing room. But I am just letting it run in automation. In fact, when this trade took off, I think I had gotten up to go get something, so I wasn't even here when that trade happened to have popped off. Let's see. All right, so we concluded this was closed market right there, as was here. So anyway, we ended up with 355 profit on the 9-tick, 120 loss for the day on the 8-tick chart. And let me just pull up that additional chart. Now this is also an 8-tick chart, just like the other, and except that we're looking for, instead of 2-bar pullbacks like we had here, we're asking the algorithm to look for 4-bar pullbacks. And so that's what we see, and it did take profit on the first contract. And let's see, well, on both contracts. This actually was a sell and it was a loss. That's because this moved 6 ticks, and when price moves 6 ticks in our favor, I set the stop loss, I bring it down to 10 from wherever the last price was. So it took us out at 492 and we got in at 488, so that was a 4-tick loss. and then we had a 6-tick win right here, and we took a 1-tick loss on the second contract. Things I think were a bit more positive here. We actually took profit on both contracts. We took profit on both contracts on this trade. This was the stop loss. It came to with 1 tick. So this would be a 4-bar pullback. And then right into the end of the day, it actually came right back up into us just before close and snagged us for a trade to the long, and it of course went short on us and stopped us out. As the 1600 hours rolled around, it just simply closed out the trade. So again, all of those settings are something you can change. I'm just kind of running this to see, to give everyone a look-see that is interested in Algo Prime One and or the Algo Prime Magnus. But I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions or you're interested in learning a little more, you can just write me at contact@algoprime.com. You can write me again at contact@algoprime.com. And thank you for watching.